Chaps, welcome back to Battle Brothers. So in terms of overall goals for the company, we have done the Orcish Sea of Tents, we've done the Goblin City, we still need to do Black Monolith and Barbarian Sea of Tents and the Witch's Hut and the Kraken. The thing is though, we recently just hired Alex Nesterov to be a replacement pikeman. Polearm user, I should say. Heavy armor... not pikeman, polearm. I was looking at the setup we have here and like who would we take into the Black Monolith? I think we would take like this sort of setup here. We would send in... I'm worried that MK2 won't have this fireability. Maybe I should take one ranged fighter. But probably it'll probably be Nobel if I take in any ranged fighter. The thing is though, if I take any ranged guy, he's going to struggle against the vampires. Maybe we take in a horse like this and we just give him a shield, so he just shields up and kind of tries to move away while we deal with the vampires with Banana Fint and Sinrig. We can give that a try. Most likely we'll get our asses kicked, but then we'll try again later on once we've leveled up Alex Nesterov. For now though, we have very little money, so we need to go and raise money. So hunting down lindworms might be just a thing that we need. Now we happen to know that when we're hunting lindworms, two-handed weapons is not the way to go, because these things hit so damn hard. We go one-handed weapons and heater shields. Is there another heater kicking around here somewhere? One short. Then who's got the highest melee defense? 63 looks like the highest there. There we go, another fighting axe, good. And then they all have whips, so they can whip from range if they have to go off the front line. Sinric Stewart will fight with a long axe, as will Banana Fint. Obviously Horst will fight with his arrows. Nixus with a crossbow and that. And then Nobel will have a whole bunch of throwing weapons. And then Goblin Poison. Nah. Cheers, boys. Hunt down the lindworms around Bockhorn. We've fought lindworms before, even on a 3 skull, and that was 6 of them. So, 5 of them is a 2 skull. The Damage Ink steps toward a hill with bones crunching under every step. Alstier shushes the company and points to the hilltop. Lindworms are curved about its crest as though to embroider the very earth. Seemingly sensing your stare, the beasts unfurl and slumber down the slope, some half twisting like children rolling down a hill. Their maws clap and snap, tongues licking the dust out of their eyes, all together looking like sleepwalking critters more than murderous monsters. At the second their feet step upon the flat earth, they seize up and bolt forward, their snaky shapes streaking across the boneyard. Powdered bone meal rooster tailing up in their wake. Drawing your sword, you urgently order them into formation. Charge. And let's run for some high ground. Quickly, lads, take the high ground. Oh wait, that was wrong. Shit. Hope I don't pay too badly for that. That's a little bit of armor shredded away there. Good. Now you frontline boys. to shield up, and then these two actually need to move back because they can be bitten by these heads here. Melee defense 0 on Nixus. But he'll be able to move forward, attack, and move back every turn, so that's fine. Axes and hammers attack first. Am I going to shield wall? I think I am. I want to focus on the heads wherever possible. I should probably actually have used destroy armor. On the next turn we'll use destroy armor, see if we can't quickly burst down one or two of these things. So here's where we're going to have a problem. Let's wait for the lindworms to attack first. Or we move our thrower in. Morning, Carl. Great dodging and blocking so far, boys. Honestly, Horse, you can just keep firing into the whole group of them. Damn it. I think now we just attack twice. Start bursting the, well, except for Goliath, who's got to hold down 3 lindworms. I think actually let's move Levitsmere around. He's stripped the armor away from that one. Needs to come help reinforce this flank now. Fuck's sake. Okay, decent damage. Owie. These things bite so hard. Dazing, okay. On the next turn we can probably go for the execute. I have, Carl. I've put about 10 hours into it already. I absolutely love it. I'm going to be doing a let's play of it, you can be sure of that. Good damage. Couple more hits. One down, boys. 4 to go. Hold the line, lads. Blocking. Oof. Goliath's in trouble. I need to rotate Goliath out. Formulus is on his way. Oh, what? There goes Nobel. I'll throw it. That's what fucking happens with these damn lindworms. God. One shot. Let's not take our thrower with, let's take the archer, another archer instead. Should probably also wait until Exiled Pariah heals up, but 2794. Maybe MK, the polearm lad, better option. It says how many? It's 5 AP. He can, actually, so with this he can move forward, attack, and move back. Or fatigue plus movement. We can try with Alex Nesterov, and then just leave all of the archers behind. There's not a fight for archers anyway. Okay, so where do we move back to take the high ground here? These things are scary. This kind of means that Lavitsmere is most exposed, but that's fine. He's got the most armor. 400 armor is what he's got. Turn 2, are they all turned done? Looks like they are. Should I move my line back? I probably should actually move my line back and stagger it like this. Let's do that. So, Exiled Pariah stays there. Elsteer stays there. 1, 2. At least the Lindworms can be depended upon to move forward. Hold. Easy, lads. I think that's the end of their turn. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so this is what we want. We want tails in front, bodies at the back. So that means only the front line is in danger. This is kind of perfect. I think the front line will not attack at all. I'll just maintain shields. That rattlesnake. What are these hit chances? 20%. Wow, it's high. Wow, I want to attack with the front line. I mean, 20% hit chance. Front line will get hit. Good, breaking. Keep focusing on this one. I don't normally fight with the hit point indicators on, but against Lindworms I think it's especially important because you have to make sure you're attacking, always attacking the one with the least armor. Fucking hell. Oh, lads. Can't keep missing like this. 81 missed. Yes, especially with the hammers, I think I need to be using destroy armor. Maybe the frontline boys should attack one turn, recover the next. These things are such a nightmare to fight. So little damage. At least they don't regenerate. We can be happy with that, I suppose. I should actually be using Decapitate. Extra bit of damage. Let's just see how much. So the normal hit did how much damage? 40 damage. The Decapitate did 100 damage. So my cleaver guys should be using Decapitate, even if it exhausts them. But of course, Decapitate only after the enemy is Wait, how much is an X-wing? 10 fatigue. Exactly twice. Decapitate when the hit points are less than 50%. Close. Come on, boys. Clutch dodge. Oh my god, die! As good as they're looking, they don't actually have the best stats, these lads. They're still basically you know, a bunch of low-level goons. With this warband, I've never really managed to get you know, high background guys. I think we've got one mercenary, and we've got one bastard. Other than that, nothing even approaching a decent brother background wise. Some of them have okay stats. I know that Horst, our one archer, is pretty damn good. Jump, boys, keep blocking. Good damage. Look at this, Levitz has 404 armor and it's almost all the way gone through. The backgrounds is really hard. I mean, most of them have been turned into cultists at this point. Look, Hunter, Daytailor, Wildman, Farmer. We've got a Discerned Noble and we've got a Raider. No, that's what you need. Oh, 94%, 86% and he missed. That would have been a killing shot too. Whew. 2 down, 3 to go. Well, the argument I've always heard about backgrounds like that is that even if their stats and their stars are terrible, their base stats are high enough that they would be better than these type of guys anyway. Which I suppose is true, but then the thing is, if you, let's say, have a Hedge Knight who has stars in all the wrong places, then he would probably be a little bit better, if not comparable to one of the lower level guys, in which case, do you really want to be paying God knows how much per day for that Hedge Knight? Always felt that if I'm gonna, you know, splash for the money on a Hedge Knight, I want an absolute god among men. And that takes a super long time to find. I wonder if the Lindworm's attacks, the body attacks, get the accuracy debuff if they're within one tile. I doubt they would. But don't get me wrong, if you do still manage to find yourself someone from an amazing background who's really good, still worth their weight in gold though. Super, super rare. I think Boghus needs to start moving back here now. And so, continuing with the theme of the discussion we had the last time we streamed, which is that enemies that aren't worth fighting, I feel like you can definitely put Lindworms in that category as well. I mean, we're probably taking a good 5,000 or 6,000 gold worth of armor damage, and for what? I mean, the crafting pieces are nice and everything, but good lord. Come on, boys. One more Lindworm. I already have a number of sets of armor that have the Lindworm covering. And besides, the Lindworm attachments have hardly made much of a difference for us. Like, fine, it stops the body from getting its armor melted away, but these things typically one or two shot most of your armor anyway. So I mean, as long as the Lindworm scale attachment does nothing, but it doesn't feel that great. I'm beginning to wonder that when it comes to armor attachments, whether the direwolf attachment isn't better. Just because the direwolf attachment doesn't weigh anything, and it lowers the resolve of enemies you fight. Whipped to death. Great job, boys. Okay, the experience is amazing though. Look at Exiled Pariah. He killed 6 of them. 1182 experience. Damn. The 1 Lindworm's Horde. 3 scales is the main thing. That's really all I was after. The battle over. Have the Lindworms skinned and dressed for anything of value. It isn't long for the field to stink of the skinks, the overly large lizards being shorn of the scales that once protected them. Their sickly, glistening musculature, bared for all to see, and nakedness of vulnerability is wrought upon the once and always monsters. Goliath snorts and runs a sleeve beneath his nose. He nods at his handiwork. Nothing more than a common creature, just a shade larger than it ought to be. Damn right. Order the men to collect what they've got and ready a return to Adalbert of Bockhorn. And some nice level ups. God, look at his resolve. Numbers are not good. Hell of a first battle for Alex Nesterov. I think he double leveled up. That was his first battle, I think. Took part in 1 battle, yeah. Alex Nesterov for a farmhand. Like, well, you hire him off the farm, give him this unbelievable set of armor, like, come on, let's go get your first contract. Oh, what is it? Some zombies? No, mate. Lindworms. Need, I think, recover, and is he going to need fast adaptation? It's been a while since I've looked at the level up tables. Let's see here. What's that? Melee skill? 2 stars, so 3 per level. So 84 melee skill, level 11. But a polearm has plus to hit, so I think that's fine. I think we can probably skip fast adaptation on him. So he'll have very much the similar leveling up, but being that he's in heavy armor, he'll need the extra perk point. So this is what's nice about the light armor bros, is they only need 1 defensive stat point, really, 1 perk point. Yeah, so he doesn't need fast adaptation. Might as well start with bags and belts, because you're going to need it anyway. Or quick hands and he can shoot with the crossbow. Does a polearm brother really need quick hands? I would say no. We can make him more offensive. The real use of the polearm brother is against hordes and hordes and hordes of undead. I don't think I need to take Colossus. He's got nice hit points. Could just grab Gifted. Gifted is so good. He's going to be a little different than this polearm build. I think his build will be more similar to one of the Great Axe builds. Polearm lad, though, doesn't need underdog. You just use positioning for him. And the polearm lads are actually supposed to get fancy feet, not rotation. But if they have stars in melee defense, then they take rotation rather than fancy feet. Like if you look at Nixus, the bannerman, he's got no points in melee skill. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking leveling him up like that. Both my banner bros are built for not getting hit by archers. Terrible mistake. So if we go, on this polearm lad, if we actually skip quick hands and gifted, we can then take backstabber and what else is nice and offensive. Headhunter could even be good, or fearsome. Love a bit of fearsome, but I mean these things do so much damage that ignores armor. None to 27. I think I might like fearsome, but then again, fearsome does nothing against undead, whereas headhunter is good against all the enemy types. I shudder to think how many tools we're gonna need. Okay, so I can leave his hit points now where it is. I think 74 is fine. Ugh, but these twos killing me, lads. 60 at level 3, not bad. Actually, these Great Axe lads, shouldn't they be using Bardishas? The front line uses Bardish, the back line uses Great Axes. You thought the long axes were good for breaking shields. See these, right? These axes are better. Legendary hammer, crypt cleaver. I'm so disappointed that we didn't get to have that legendary cleaver, because we did the ice cave, but failed it, and then when we tried to go back, it was gone. I agree with you that headhunter is bad in most situations. Like my thrower though, Nobel, I think he's got headhunter. Like the only guys I would make an exception for headhunter is duelist classes, because of the amount of armor you pierce, so that when you hit the head rather than the body, it kind of doesn't matter, and you are doing so much damage. I mean, it's 70% of this damage going straight through armor, and then that damage gets amplified by the head hitting stat. But like on my frontline lads, I wouldn't drop a point into headhunter. It's just so frustrating. Like you're working against an orc, for example, an orc warrior, and you hit him 2 or 3 times to destroy his body armor, by which point the headhunter stacks have stacked up, and then you start hitting the body. Super frustrating. So should we level up Nobel a bit? He's only level 13, I think. Maru's 18. $202 tools. Now, are we even going to make any profit off of this? Not really. You build, we kill, find someone else. I'm not having a bunch of my guys get the exhausted debuff. Is there a crisis active right now? I need to just do a bunch of crisis missions, get as much money as we can, quick as we can. I think we're just going to camp here and keep buying tools. Although I probably should have treated that neck, that crushed windpipe. $80, $120, $140. What you got for us? Beasts the size of trees roam these lands. What are we doing? Shrats and lindworms. 259 up to 12. Not worth it. I mean, I do need shrat crafting materials, but my money is looking in a terrible state, so I'm going to lose money if I take this mission. And I've sold most of my fighting axes. Should have kept the fighting axes. I'll pass on that. $1,800 for the Lindworm's Horde. Much money. I might actually even sell the ancient wood. I don't really need it. Scales we will combine with the thick white fur or lindworm, unhold feather, I mean. Here's something that pays well. Escort 3 days. Nope. Yeah, the lads are fully healed, so that's good. Ooh, interesting. What is this? Not down what terrorizes. Perfect. Nachters. And it's exactly for this kind of mission why I bought all these fighting spears. All these fighting spears cost me a bloody fortune, but I reckon they were worth it. Man, Kolgata, talking about Stone Shard, I'm just sitting here, I just want to play Stone Shard now, but I have to play some Battle Brothers. Actually, no, Nobel, you're a thrower, you shouldn't be bothering with that bow. Tarkov is great, I played a bit of Tarkov, but it's just not really doable for me with the amount of ping that I have to deal with. Playing any shooter with... How much ping do I have? 185? Between 185 and 200. It's no bueno. Doesn't help that I'm bad at shooters to begin with and then I have to deal with the lag. Because there's my brain lag because I suck. And then there's the actual lag. And Crusader Kings 2 looks interesting. I've seen Pyrian Flax play it a bit. But it's another one of those dense games. I don't want to get into it. I've still been meaning to play some more Total War Warhammer. I haven't even touched Total War Warhammer 2 yet. On the first Warhammer, I've completed the campaign with the Empire and with the Orcs. The Dwarven campaign doesn't interest me too much. The Bretonnians I want to try with the cavalry focus. That seems pretty cool. And elves I want to try. But then again, the Skaven in Warhammer 2 look really fun. If I kill this nerd, we've got to move forward. That's not yet. Well, Tarkov exploded in numbers, and I think that like having like someone like Dr. Disrespect playing it, and all the big FPS streamers are playing it. Summit is playing it quite a lot. Tim the Tatman, all those lads. I will say Tarkov is super enjoyable to watch. It's great for viewing. Chat. But the thing is, like with those FPS shooter games, even if I didn't have the lag issue, it strikes me as being quite similar as my experience when playing Dota 2. Like, I love Dota 2, but playing that kind of game casually is you're just going to be fucking miserable. Because it always feels like you're playing against lads who do nothing but play those games 24 hours a day. So you just get absolutely fucking reamed when you play it. Skill levels, oh yeah. I'll just stick to my nice and slow-paced FPS games, turn-based games. For fuck's sakes, Nobel. 78 missed, 78 missed. Maintain the spear wall, boys. He's like... Well, like, I think it's pretty cool that they've added skills. I mean, I see how it adds an extra layer of interest for the player that has the skills. But it just, I mean, like, being a new player in that kind of game is hard enough already. So then the guys who are more experienced are not only more likely to be more skilled FPS players, they have an objective advantage in every sense. And so it just seems like the only people who actually will stay past the new player experience are the people who are willing to stomach just getting absolutely butt fucked for probably months. That ain't me. Get them, boys. Yes. Fighter, hear better, reload faster. But the thing is, even if they didn't even have all those advantages, to me, the single biggest advantage is just knowing the map. If you know the map, you are at such a spectacularly big advantage. Like playing on Factory, which is my most favorite map. But like the most experienced players, they also, in a split second, know the difference between an actual a PMC and a scav, which helps as well. And they know every inch of the map. They know the split second from where they spawn. They know where they are, where they have to go, what they have to do. I think I've played about 10 to 20 hours on Tarkov, and all of those have been spent just going, where am I? What am I doing? What is this map? What was that sound? Oh, there's an enemy. Is that a scav? I'm dead. Yeah, it's a bit much. I've had extract camping on everything. Actually, the most extract camping I've encountered has been on Factory. Friggin' nerds sitting there by the exit. I'll just enjoy it to keep watching the game. I'm not going to play it though. He is confident. Don't tell me this dad's gonna get swallowed again. Oh god. he comes out of the nocturne like, oh, I don't get swallowed again. One is wounded. That one. But don't get me wrong, I can see why Tarkov is so gigantically, you know, popular, and it's because it's so much fun. Like when things go well, when it goes right, oh my goodness, what an experience! On, flee, you fucker. Lol. Well, the thing is, that's going to be the way that I would have to win a gunfight in Tarkov, is with server issues. Because if it comes to a straight fight, I mean, I have a 200 millisecond disadvantage. I hope none of our lads have been killed and have their corpses eaten. I've kind of lost track. I don't think so. In any case, in this Battle Brothers campaign now, what we might do is head back to the north again. I want to be running around the north for a while. I want to see if we can get a big group of some enemy to chase us. And then we can pull that enemy into the barbarian sea of tents. Because we got wiped quite badly by the barbarians last time. I reckon if we can pull, ideally, a big old group of undead with geists. If not, maybe some unholds. Make all the difference. As we've established from, you know, chatting with the viewers, and the agreement is very much that fighting barbarians just never feels worth it. The gear is so terrible. They do so much armor damage and they're so dangerous. Back to Krumvoda. Stay around and protect the merchant's firstborn son. We're actually going to do this because I very much need to fight witches whenever I get the opportunity. We need the crafting materials. Great axe. Torturer. Ulster is a hammer. Yes, he's a hammer. Torturer. Great axe. All this repairing I need to do. Just going to be buying tools for the foreseeable future. So we've had to spend like 260 tools to repair the armor from that fight with the Lindworms. 260 tools is like, let's call it 13 stacks of tools. Average cost 220. So we got paid 2,400 and we spent 2,600 on tools. Donkey, not bad, mate. We did get through a Lindworm fight though, so we got some more Lindworm crafting materials, which is nice. I actually think I want to have Banana Fint and Sinrig now start. Also, I need to buy 2 more whips and another rondel. Have them step up from the sides and break shields and to empower the Warhammer users. Alex Nesterov is learning pretty quickly. He's been in, what, 2 battles? Or 5 kills. The Torturer boys just go straight into your whips. I think I'll take Horst into this fight. He's our best bet of being able to one-shot one of the witches from range. Giving Ruffle. Okay lads, those of you watching on YouTube, 43 minutes, take a little break. When we come back, we're going to fight this witch. Then we need to keep grinding, get the money up to, I'd say, 20, 30,000. Then we need to try to get our hands on some unhold skin. Maybe try to trigger... Where do you go? It's not the watermill, it's the strange stones. Find the strange stones and hand in that skin. See if we can take on the Kraken. Honestly, I think I should head north and go clear out all of these undead places. There's so much XP sitting in there for this low-level lad of ours. Or we could just run and go try the Black Monolith. And I think we've pretty much established that until we get our new polearm guy leveled up, this current... We'll go try the witch hunt after this. We'll see how we do in this fight. Okay.